80% of the District Assembly Common Fund should be given to the 261 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies.
The big push is to use state procurement and intervention to, for instance, create connectivity between the national capital and all regional capitals. And this has been
overarching principles that guide our work. We have ensured that our systems are being recalibrated. We are formulating new policies, ensuring that the 24-hour economy policy has relevance, has meaning, and it is being rolled out in a way that benefits the Ghanaian people.
And realizing that. So based on that, the assemblies, apart from the 25 million Ghana cedis that the president is giving to the MMDs, the property rate collections are all going to support the local economic development of the assemblies. If you want to do farming, you do it with your local agri director. But there are districts that do not have land for the 24-hour economy market. So those districts that do not have land to the 24-hour economy market, you look at the comparative advantage of your local situation, right to the minister responsible, which is myself, who vet it with the secretariat and give you the go-ahead.
We are just 2 weeks away from launching a major boost to the improvement of all the major road networks in our country, the completion of the Eastern Corridor, the Western Corridor, WA to Bolga, and a number of them from Timpoku all the way through Ho to Aflao, and also to utilize the Volta Lake itself as a means of transportation to harmonize how we produce and distribute goods and others. So it's a very important enclave that can spur growth in our country like never before, because currently that whole area is just a potential sitting there, improve the economy of this country.
We have ensured that our systems are being recalibrated. We are formulating new policies, ensuring that the 24-hour economy policy has relevance, has meaning, and it is being rolled out in a way that benefits the Ghanaian people under the 24-hour economy policy are achieved.
We are inviting all stakeholders, large farmers, for us to be food self-sufficient with the agriculture, ecological parks.
24-hour economy is here. My brothers and sisters, let's embrace it. That is the vision that His Excellency the President has brought to us. It is not an abstract thing. It is something that is concrete. It's going to be observable, visible, and something that you can lay your hands on. It is something that is doable. Say that, yes, this is what the President was speaking about. We have it here.
The 24-hour economy is here to stay. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is happy to be rolling out vigorous pursuit of our economic diplomacy. We are making sure we raise FDI, and we are a favorable country for investors. As President Mahama said, to the country where you really enjoy the Black Star experience. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is happy to facilitate that experience for you.
The 24-hour economy is a game changer in this ministry. Under the 24-hour economy, the President directs that all those projects that will be captioned 24-hour led projects should be done in 2 years. The only way we can do that is to make sure that we work day and night. And in that process, we are going to be able to work with more skilled and unskilled labor. This is a game changer. This is something that we've never seen before. So we will see the delivery of a much more infrastructure within the shortest possible time, simply because of the 24-hour economy policy that the President is rolling out across all sectors, including the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
All right. Big round of applause. Solidarity messages from the ministers and appointees. And after the next video rolls, you'll be hearing this jingle all around, online, on radio, on television. This is the 24-hour jingle.
Hey, 24-hour economy. Hey, King Jerry, redeem style. 24-hour economy, yeah. Our destination. 24-hour economy, yeah. Our destination. Our destination. No Chiwa share. Destination. No Chiwa share. Our destination. Bibia Bay made in Ghana. because it's a destination. Become a farmer and also manufacturer. Build with your hands and minds for the future. I'm an onion manina, yen crabium. Yebeye ningina, youth of Ghana. Agriculture, yebeye, yapanyina. Washiaika wa bridge, nakwenela letete pinye. Our destination, 24-hour economy. Our destination, Ghana manina. Our destination, no jiwa share. Destination, no jiwa share. Our destination, Bibia Baya made in Ghana. Bakwa no go, no mama feel simple. Mofia munyae ose mama. Bakwa no go, no mama feel simple. Mofia munyae ose mama. Youth of Ghana shall produce our foods. Another import, we say no more. We say a bakwa chumadi na yesika kaga. Time and make time valuable. Made in Ghana goods will be available. All the markets in Ghana, Ubenya. Ye babe ye made in Ghana goods. Now you exporting ako West Africa. Any amanoni nina. Wole yake wafie kuda. Weye akasanuma, wafio radio, wafio connect beef, wafio fridge, ni wafio television. Wole yake pia ne made in Ghana goods. Ubana e Ghana market fee. 24-hour economy, our destination. 24-hour economy, our destination. Ghana money, our destination. No jiwa share, destination. No jiwa share, our destination. Bibia Baya made in Ghana. 24-hour economy, our destination.
Very catchy. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do some work right now, but mine will be a lot and yours will be very little. When I say Ghana is always open for business, you respond 24 hours. Ghana is always open for business. Clap for yourselves. We have a second solidarity message. This is from ministers and other partners. 10 minutes. Enjoy.
The essence of the 24-hour economy is to ensure economic growth and to ensure improvements in the livelihood of Ghanaians.
One of the most transformative parts of it is this truly exciting idea about opening the Volta Economic Corridor. The Volta Economic Corridor enables us to utilize almost 2 million hectares of land to form a truly agricultural revolution which benefits all and sundry in the country.
If there's any sector that is prime for the 24-hour economy and Associated Development Authority, it is the horticulture sector, which I lead as the president of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. If you look at the whole compass, working 24 around the clock with the ports opening all the ports, both sea and air, will make things very easy for us, because in our case where we export at night, we move our cargo trucks against the traffic. It makes things very, very healthy.
For DBG, the 24-hour economy represents an opportunity to support the next phase of Ghana's economic transformation agenda. And Ghana at this point must be well placed to leverage its competitive edge to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are available. Related to that is the lessons from that.
We are seeking to establish the 24-hour economy SME Equity Fund, which is to provide equity financing for businesses or enterprises that would operate within the 24-hour economy program. And what this seeks to do is to leverage on our existing traditional approach, which is by involving the privately run SEC-licensed fund managers. And for us, as far as our operations are concerned, we as a government-backed fund of funds always partner a privately run or a private sector-driven enterprise, in this case, the fund manager, to support businesses, startups, and existing businesses.
The 24-hour economy is one of the most important economic policies to take this country forward at this particular time of our development. We have sunk so low in terms of productivity and then collaboration at the workplace, such that productivity is very low. And I'm seeing that the 24-hour economy is not only to increase productivity, but also to create a new energy between employers and workers.
The Ghana Exim Bank is a key actor in this particular policy, and our role essentially is to ensure the acceleration of exports, and that is very key to economic growth.
At GIIF, we stand as an interface between government and the private sector and the development finance institutions who will help us to unlock this great potential that the country has. And we stand ready to work with all the stakeholders to make this a reality. Already, we have interest from some of the development finance institutions who are ready and willing to help us to structure projects that will bring the basic infrastructure that is required to unlock these opportunities.
If you look at the agriculture hubs, if you look at the road networks, for us, if you are going to ship, you're talking about quality. So if the roads are not good and you move your, it's one of the major breakthroughs we're going to have. Also, the 24-hour economy mentioned opening the Volta area where they are going to create a lot of farms along the Volta Lake.
We need to be able to get to a point where we have, for want of a better word, what we usually refer to as supply chain sovereignty, where essentially what we produce is not exported in its raw state. And that essentially will require private sector to be enabled through various instruments and opportunities to be able to play that role. This is where DBG comes in, providing a clear linkage between the public sector and the private sector through policy advocacy, through technical assistance that essentially makes private sector investor ready to be able to crowd in extra funds, as well as providing much needed capital for private sector businesses to grow, expand.
Of how the private sector can partner public institutions to deliver jobs, to deliver more investment and opportunities for the Ghanaian people.
We are ready to provide export guarantees. We are ready to, as it were, provide export credit. We are ready to provide financing for all SMEs who are operating within the scope and framework of the 24-hour economy. We would want to invite all stakeholders, all Ghanaians, and in particular SMEs and entrepreneurs whose businesses impact on the main focus of our 24-hour economy. This policy provides for 3 8-hour shifts, operate 2 8-hour shifts, and others 3 8-hour shifts.
The 24-hour economy is the bridge, and the private and public sector institutions have always been working together. But through the 24-hour economy, it will give them a new energy, a new impetus, you know, because the policy of the private sector is to produce more and make more profit.
The Venture Capital Trust Fund is ready. Indeed, the entire management and staff here is ready to partner all other stakeholders, both the private sector and the public sector, to deliver a 24-hour economic program to the people of Ghana. We are ready, and we are inviting everybody to come on board and let's reset Ghana's economy.
What the 24-hour economy does is that with the required support from institutions such as DBG, businesses would be able to expand their productive capacity. That means that a trader who operates in Kumasi in a simple food processing business may, for example, be able to operate beyond 5 p.m. What that essentially would involve would be recruitment of more people.
So for me as Page President and for the Federation of Association of Ghanaian Exporters as a whole, the 24-hour economy is here with us. And we, of which our collaborators, that's our producers, our exporters, our processors, just name them, logistics. I mean, when we talk about agri-value chain. It's a whole chain. So we want them to take advantage. We also want to encourage, take advantage to plead the government to make sure that we clear all the bottlenecks. Those duty bearers who are supposed to work, let's make sure that we get them to work to move our economy forward.
The 24-hour economy has come to stay, and I am entreating all stakeholders, the private sector, the public sectors, workers, to appreciate and understand it, and then allow it to work. You know, because in the 24-hour economy, there's mutual benefit for every stakeholder and for the society at large.
Consider a scenario where a student in Tamale would be able to get a decent ninth-paying job whilst he is still in school.
We invite all stakeholders, all actors to join us in this drive to ensure the success of President John Dramani Maham's 24-hour economy policy.
So we are encouraging all the key stakeholders who have the various concessions and who have the various interests along this corridor to work closely with GIIF, because we bring on board the necessary partners with the funding to make sure that this becomes a reality.
But I had fun identifying the people in the video who are also here in the room, which is great. Next on the bill is an address from the person who advises the president on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. Let's welcome Mr. Guzi Tano, presidential advisor.
Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Right Honorable Alban Babin, Speaker of Parliament, the Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Deborah, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior presidential staffers, honorable ministers, honorable members of Parliament, revered traditional leaders, valued investors, distinguished commanders of our security forces, our youth, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow citizens, it is a great honor and privilege to address you today on behalf of the many people who contributed to shaping the program that the President will launch in a few minutes. My remarks today will cover 3 key points: an overview of the program's format, and documents have been in circulation for a while, in print and online. Let me briefly explain belatedly the format we used in developing the program. The program is available in a full version, an executive summary, and 8 sub-program books, each of which is self-contained but part of the whole. For example, if your primary interest is infrastructure, you can read just the Connect 24 sub-program. This will provide you with our complete infrastructure program and sufficient material to contextualize it as part of a broader program. We will soon produce abridged versions, popular summaries, and animations to help communicate program ideas and aspirations more widely. We hope you enjoy reading it and will share your reflections with us. We are also in touch with the Bureau of Ghana Languages so that we can disseminate the content of this program as simply, as effectively to all our people, everywhere, every hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in implementation mode. We have divided the program into around 50 separate commercial, institutional, and social projects. We are writing concept notes for the first 20 of these projects. These concept notes have so far been our primary tools for engaging with institutional stakeholders, including local and foreign entrepreneurs, financiers, donors, contractors, CSOs, MDAs, MMDAs, community leaders, youth leaders, and others. They will be available on our website for interested persons to engage. We are pursuing several other targets in parallel. Firstly, on an ongoing basis, we have begun to work the work of aligning our project with our current and planned government initiatives to minimize overlaps and increase synergy. For example, we have worked closely with the Minister of Agribusiness, Trade and Industry, Madam, to ensure that our respective textiles and garments programs complement rather than compete with each other. This effort culminated in an industry roundtable on June 9th, where stakeholders discussed the direction of textiles and garments policy and identified locations for future textiles and garment parks. The parks will not only be in Accra or in Tema, they'll be distributed across the country so that we can industrialize every aspect of the country where it's required and deemed bankable. Similarly, we're in the process of structuring and negotiating the concession regimes for the Volta Lake Economic Corridor with Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, VRA, and the Ministry for Energy and the Green Transition. Secondly, we have presented our 24-hour plus incentives package along with its impact assessment report to the Ministry of Finance for final review and adoption. Our proposals to the Finance Minister aim to simplify incentives and eliminate unnecessary bureaucratic discretion, thereby discouraging arbitrariness and facilitating the automation of processes. Thirdly, we are conducting feasibility studies on commercial projects, aiming to have priority projects investment ready by year's end. Indeed, we have learned that some priority projects already have bankable feasibility studies that only need updating. Fourthly, and very importantly, with the guidance from the Bank of Ghana in collaboration with Development Bank of Ghana, Venture Capital Trust Fund, and Ghana Exim Bank, we must finalize and are in the process of finalizing our SME on-lending platform and our value chain lending scheme so that funds can flow to the 24-hour economic projects and the qualified entrepreneurs who run these projects. Fifthly, ladies and gentlemen, we are activating the mobilization component of the program. Aspire 24 and Go 24 may appear 7th and 8th on our list of sub-programs, but they are not afterthoughts. Everything is integrated. Aspire 24, mindset change, digital fluency, Go 24 will ignite a spirit of self-organization and civic responsibility among Ghanaians at the community level where we live, work, school, worship, and play. Communities must be empowered to address local challenges, and ultimately we need to build a truly participatory democracy that functions effectively at the national, district, and sub-district levels. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we will soon become a statutory authority. The appropriate legislation is being finalized for onward transmission to Parliament. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have made a significant leap towards our goal. We are very, very, very early in the long journey that the President has described. The road may be long, but we are ready, able to walk it. We hope to walk this road with all of your support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank those who have helped us to get to this far. The program was framed, developed, tested, written up, and illustrated by a dedicated, talented, youthful workforce and professional team between January and May 2025. Their ages range from 24 to 69 years old. I'm not the 69-year-old, by the way. I am personally grateful to every member of the Secretariat for your faith in Ghana, your long nights, your imagination, your competence, and your rigor. I could not have asked for a better team. However, ladies and gentlemen, the Secretariat is the first to admit that we stand on the shoulders of others. We must acknowledge, Your Excellency, the leadership of President Mahama, whose vision for a productive, prosperous, integrated, innovative, and equitable society has driven the development of the program. The vision, however, did not take shape in isolation. Much of the initial analysis was done by the NDC's 2024 Manifesto Committee, chaired by Comrade Danso Boafo, who is currently the Cabinet Secretary. Special tribute is due to the members of the 24-hour Economic Task Force team, and the Jobs and Employment Subcommittee of the Manifesto Committee. Time will not allow me to mention each of you by name, but I believe that your names are being scrolled as I speak on the screens. And thank you for your remarkable effort and dedication, and your contributions are deeply appreciated. A detailed analysis of the challenges entrepreneurs, especially exporters, face was provided by individual intrepid entrepreneurs, both large and small, who know the system intimately. These producers and their associations are AGI, Association of Ghana Industries, FAGE, Federation of Ghanaian Exporters, GUTA, Ghana Union of Traders, GAU, PFAG, Ghana National Association of Cattle Farmers, the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, and others also highlighted the opportunity cost of our broken system. They proposed well-thought-out solutions, some of which we have included in the program. We are grateful to the development financial institutions, private foundations, development banks, and international agencies, especially Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Development Bank of Ghana, Ghana Exim Bank, UNDP, and the African Development Bank for their invaluable support in shaping both the financing and strategic architecture of the 24-hour economic program. Without the guidance of Dr. Ato Forson, Dr. Johnson Asiama, and the expert teams at the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Ghana, the Ghana Statistical Service, and the Ghana Revenue Authority, much of this program would not have been possible. I would also like to thank my colleagues in the government, the Office of the President. The Office of the President has led the program steadily and consistently and unfailingly. The Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, has continuously provided guidance and support. The Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, Valerie Sawyer, has been endlessly kind, helpful, and wise. The Cabinet Secretary, Professor Danso Boafo, has on many occasions guided us safely and smoothly through turbulent waters, as well as saved us when we needed help in presenting matters to the Cabinet. And of course, Dr. Kalistus Mahama, the Secretary to the President, has always found space for us in His Excellency's incredibly busy schedule, in addition to graciously reviewing documents meant for public distribution. Our dear friend, former Attorney General Marietta Brew, now the President's legal advisor, has offered very valuable legal insights. Seth Tekpe has always been a clear voice on economic management, and he's always been a good comrade. And without Mausi Jirasa, our team would never have figured out how to navigate the complexities of Jubilee House. I must recognize the profound support of the Cabinet. 24 Hours is a truly multi-sectoral program that touches every ministerial sector of government. Progress would not be possible without the active support of ministers. However, in terms of the productive industries that the program seeks to transform, we must single out the Ministers for Trade and Industry and Agribusiness, Elizabeth Ufusu Ajari, Madam, Eric Opoku, Minister of Agriculture, Madam Emilia Arthur, Minister of Fisheries, Madam Jifa Ablagomashi, Minister of Culture, Theatre, Arts and Tourism. We really do thank you for your patience and your willingness to make your institutional capacity available to drive our different sub-programs. Lastly, and not the least, I commend the leadership of our security services. With facilitation from the National Security Council and National Security Advisor, we've held constructive engagement with the armed forces, the police, immigration, prisons, fire service, customs, cybersecurity agency, and the National Signals Bureau. These institutions have demonstrated a clear understanding of the strategic implications of the 24-hour plus program and are already implementing measures to safeguard our national stability as the transformation unfolds. Indeed, I believe that ports, police, well, they've always been somehow 24-hour. Ports, police, and GRA are now on a 24-hour footing to complement the efforts of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other ministries, Ministry of Local Government, and so on. So thank you all very much. We salute all of you, your commitment. We at the Secretariat are confident that we will continue to receive constructive criticism and suggestions for further improvement. Criticism is always welcome. We see the 24-hour program as a living program, rooted in science and firm social democratic principles, but flexible enough to respond tactically to a changing environment. We will learn many lessons along the way and make numerous adjustments. The bow that doesn't bend always breaks. This is the only way the program can transform our society in the short, medium, and the long term. Ladies and gentlemen, the task that Ghana has undertaken and that our Secretariat is supporting is a challenging one. However, the social and political costs of inaction are terrifying. I'll repeat that. However, the social and political costs of inaction are terrifying. This is a sensible program with substantial upsides. The people of Ghana are very capable, very resilient, and today they are inspiringly led by Your Excellency. We can say without a doubt that our President is a true champion of responsible entrepreneurship in national transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, we as a country, we as a people have what it takes, and with your support, we will succeed. Thank you, sir.
Why 24 hours? Because every hour counts. With twin engine of MiG-24 and Build-24, powered by our rapid industrialization and agro-processing initiative, we will create 1.7 million jobs. We will restart iconic plants such as Akosombo, Japon Textiles, and build a modern industrial park in the northern Volta and the Ebno region, focused on textiles, pharmaceutical, auto parts, and food processing. The feed industry program will, through creation of land banks, produce 5 million metric tons of maize and 350,000 metric tons of soybean each year, sharply cutting on imports. Build-24 as the infrastructure bit, better roads, reliable power, and expanded port at Tema and Takrady with green economic zone powered by renewable energy. Through Fund 24 and Connect 24, we will strengthen the private sector. Fund 24 will offer low-interest loans and grants, especially for women and the youth in sugar, rice, and cassava value chain. While Connect 24 digitalizes business registration and tax filing, cutting red tape, our Made in Ghana program will enter quality certification and market linkages, so local products earn pride at home and abroad. The Apprenticeship to Entrepreneurship program will formalize the informal sector, offering technical skills, digital literacy, and startup support so apprentices become entrepreneurs.
We need to reposition agriculture to be able to provide constant and uninterrupted supply of raw materials for sustainable industrial operations. To effectuate this agenda, we have introduced the Feed Ghana as our flagship program. Under the Feed Ghana program, we want to feed the people of Ghana and also feed the industries of Ghana. And to be able to do this, we are moving agriculture from its current status of rain-fed agriculture to irrigation agriculture. How are we doing this? We are establishing farmer service centers across the country in all the agricultural districts so that our farmers, wherever they are located within the boundaries of our country, will have unimpeded access to agricultural mechanization, to quality improve and weather-resistant seeds, to approved fertilizers, and to extension service delivery. And so under this arrangement, we have asked industry and then the farmers to go into what we call contract farming, under which industry will support the production of the crops required for their industrial operation in order to have them in sufficient quantities.
The 24-hour economy policy presents Ghana such a brilliant opportunity to transform the economy of this country, and fisheries has a role. Fisheries' role is looked at from the full concept of the blue economy, Now, we have over 3 million people that depend on fisheries through the value chain. So for the coastal economy to contribute to the overall transformation that we are seeking to achieve under the 24-hour economy, we will need huge integrated fisheries storage, cold storage, processing, packaging plants that's adding value to fisheries and for consumption and also for exports.
Creativity is not in want in this country. What is lacking is the space within which we creatives can express our work. And so there again, we are visiting the uncompleted theatre buildings that we started years ago under NDC 1, 2, and 3. We want to see what we can do to finish them up so people can have the avenue to express nightlife.
The Accelerated Export Development Program, backed by digitalized customs, will assist SMEs in shipping cocoa, processed foods, and textiles across aftermarket. Show 24 will promote Ghanaian brands worldwide through our embassies, culture, and diaspora networks. Finally, Grow 24 will transform agriculture through initiatives such as climate, smart irrigation, land tenure reforms, and new processing zones, from tomato plants in Angroga and Akomadan to agro-industrial parks in the north, so farmers will thrive and factories stay supplied. Friends, the 24-hour economy program unites rapid industrialization, agro-processing, feed the industry, made in Ghana, women in trade, accelerated exports, and apprenticeship to entrepreneurship into one seamless engine of growth.
We are looking at the food production from the seed level. And so we have had the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations supporting the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to rehabilitate the Kumasi Soil Laboratory to international status. And it will be the first of its kind in the sub-region so that we can do what we call soil testing. As part of measures to increase production, the 24-hour economy vision invites all stakeholders, but all Ghanaians, to be on board. We invite our farmers to play their role, our industry players to actively participate, those in the entire value chain, even storage, the national buffer stock with the capacity to buy the food and then store against emergencies.
The 24-hour economy is here to stay. It holds the key to giving us a big space within which we can function and develop our country. With this document, which we are about to enroll, I know that you'll find your space in it. And if you've already conceptualized what you want to do in your sector, come and have a discussion with us at the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, and we will make it happen with you.
Aquaculture is the deal breaker. Aquaculture is the real deal. So through the 24-hour economy and logistical hubs that we are talking about, we will have from hatcheries to the real aquaculture infrastructure to processing. I've had people come to me say they want to set up plants here to process catfish, for example, canned catfish, for example. But we should be able to have systems in place that are producing enough for our own internal consumption and also to export. Navigating the 24-hour blue economy signals commitment to environmental stewardship and economic growth. And therefore, I invite all of you stakeholders in the fisheries sector to get on board this vehicle of prosperity, of transformation, so we actually together reset Ghana whilst resetting first the fisheries sector.
It is about value addition. It is about job creation. It is about reduction in imports. It is about localizing and domesticating everything that is consumed in this country. And that is the way to generate the hope and to meet the aspirations of our people.
My ministry cannot deliver this transformation alone. We call on the private sector, which we lead, and investors to partner with us in the public-private partnership, joint ventures, and co-financing to build factories, develop agro-processing zones, and scale our programs. Join us, make the extra shift, invest in our parks, buy Ghanaian. That way, together, we'll make Ghana a global economic powerhouse that shines 24/7.
Ghana lies a sleeping giant, the Volta Lake, one of the largest man-made lakes in the world, vast, but much of its value is still untapped. For decades, this lake has provided electricity to our homes, our industries, and even for our neighbors like Togo, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. But electricity was just a part of the dream. This dream was first championed by Ghana's founder, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who saw the Volta Lake not only as a source of electricity, but as the backbone of an integrated industrial and agricultural economy. Irrigation for the plains, abundant fish, transportation along the length and breadth, north, south, east and west of the country and beyond, moving vital resources up and down and generating economic value. Importantly, the design of the project along the VEC has been responsive to maintaining the ecological balance of the lake environment through enforcing strict sustainability criteria as a component of the project approval. Hotels, festivals, and areas opened by water transport and water recreation are opportunities still within our grasp. Now Ghana is reimagining the Volta through the Volta Economic Corridor. This inland waterway will become more than a lake. It will be an engine of transformation and prosperity for all our people. 2 million hectares of land transformed into productive, irrigated agro-ecological parks, creating jobs, feeding Ghana, and generating surpluses for exports. Now from lake to land to air, Akosombo to Tamale, inland ports and feeder routes will link up with rails, road, and cargo airways. Trade will move faster and further. With new lakeside industrial parks and streamlined trade systems, the corridor will open Ghana to Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and beyond. The corridor is for everyone. Women-led businesses, young entrepreneurs, smallholder farmers, community land trust will protect rights and grow futures. Over 1 million jobs and billions of cedis in new exports each year. Cleaner transport, more productive farms, stronger regions, job creation, prosperous citizens. This is transformation rooted in land. The Volta Economic Corridor is Ghana's future, powered by purpose, anchored in community, and built for generations to come.
Thank you. And now we hear, ladies and gentlemen, from His Excellency, the President of the Republic. Let's rise as we welcome His Excellency, the President, President John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you, thank you. Kindly be seated. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, members of the Council of State, Presidential Advisor on 24-hour economy and your team, Ministers of State and senior government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, traditional leaders, CEOs and captains of industry, heads of our security agencies, and let me just use the salutation used by former President, beloved former President Jonathan Mills, my brothers and sisters. I want to thank you very much for this morning. Today marks the formal launch of the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, what we now proudly call the 24H+ agenda. This is more than a policy initiative. It is a national reset, a bold strategic shift to unlock our country's full productive potential. Today, we reclaim our founders' vision of a self-reliant, industrious, and inclusive African nation that works with organized creativity and ensures prosperity for all. So what are the origins of the 24H vision? The vision behind the 24-hour economy and the accelerated export development program was born from reflection during and after my previous term in office. Between 2016 and 2020, it became increasingly clear that Ghana, like many African countries, is trapped in a model of unequal exchange. We export raw materials and we import refined finished products. We ship cocoa, gold, timber, and oil abroad, only to repurchase them as chocolates, jewelry, furniture, and fuel at a far greater cost. This model does not serve our people. It has never served our people. It generates foreign jobs, it fuels foreign economies, and funds foreign healthcare and education systems. While our youth remain unemployed, our industries stagnate, and our imports balloon. We had laid the essential foundation then for energy infrastructure, for roads, for ICT systems, and human capital investment. But we knew that we needed to go further. And that meant we needed an integrated, bold, and coherent approach that dismantled the silos of past policies. The 24-hour plus program is that collective answer. And so we've moved from slogan to strategy today. In 2020 and again in 2024, thank you. In 2020 and again in 2024, the idea of a 24-hour economy captured national attention. It became a slogan of hope, a symbol that change was necessary and that it was possible. Our task now is to move from vision to implementation, from aspiration to action. This launch is not the end, but it is the beginning of a massive national mobilization. But let me be clear here. The 24H Plus agenda is not simply about extending working hours. It is about unleashing productivity, expanding opportunity, accelerating exports through well-structured, multi-sectoral, and inclusive interventions. And so we'll have national consultation and co-design. And over the past 6 months, the 24-hour plus secretariat under the presidential advisor, Mr. Guzitano, and his team, has undertaken an extensive national engagement process. They've listened to entrepreneurs, both large and small, both formal and informal. They've listened to organized labor, cooperatives, farmers, and traders. They've listened to artists, technologists, traditional rulers, and religious bodies. They've consulted with diaspora groups, development agencies, investors, and infrastructure experts. They've talked to youth and women's organizations, scientists, and educational institutions. Alongside the private sector, the Secretariat has worked with government ministries, departments, and agencies to align regulatory, fiscal, and institutional frameworks to the program. The 24-hour plus agenda comprises synergistic sub-programs that are tailored to key value chains. And you must have heard the ministers mentioning them. These include Grow 24. Now, Grow 24 is about boosting agricultural productivity, agro-processing, and food security. Make 24 is about revitalizing our manufacturing and industrialization. Build 24 is about accelerating infrastructure, construction, housing, and public works. Show 24 is about harnessing Ghana's rich creative, cultural, and tourism assets. And Connect 24 is about fixing our logistic chains, transport warehousing, ports, energy, and digital infrastructure. And Fund 24 is about unlocking innovative financing through credit guarantee schemes, blended finance, and venture capital. Aspire 24 is about building the skills of our people, our values, our ethics, and digital capacity for competitiveness. And Go 24 is about mobilizing all sectors, religious, security, academic, and civic, for national productivity and pride. This structure ensures depth and focus. We're not attempting to fix everything everywhere all at once. We're targeting high-impact, job-rich, and export-oriented sectors with strong forward and backward linkages. And now, so what is the famous Volta Economic Corridor we're talking about? That is our flagship anchor. While the 24-hour plus program is national in scope, our flagship intervention is the Volta Economic Corridor, a transformational effort to unlock the economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, envisioned the Volta project at Akosombo not only as a source of power to power Ghana's industrial sector. He also saw it as an integrated project that will provide agribusiness, it will provide lands for agriculture, irrigation. Unfortunately, that aspect of his vision have been lost. Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream comes alive again. We will irrigate over 2 million hectares of land for intensive agriculture under Grow 24. We will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing under Make 24. We will develop tourism clusters along the lake under Show 24. We will turn the lake into a central transport corridor that connects the north to the south and the east to the west under Connect 24. And so, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where fresh fruits and vegetables from Tamale are air freighted daily to Europe and other destinations. Imagine aquaculture along the lake, the Volta Lake, that sustains jobs and provides nutrition, and ports on the Volta Lake that reduce our transportation costs by up to 80%. This is how we unlock the full value of inland Ghana and reconnect with our Sahelian neighbors. The finance and implementation institutional frameworks for 24-hour plus. The private sector will lead the 24-hour plus program. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Any government funding in 24-hour plus will be catalytic, serving as seed funding for the 24-hour plus authority and supporting bulk infrastructure. Enterprise financing will be sourced through commercial banks, DFIs, and blended finance instruments. Fund 24 will address access to capital, collateral constraints, and the short-term nature of most of our banking finance. Credit guarantee schemes will support risk sharing without breaching our fiscal covenants with our multilateral institutions. And as announced, the Secretariat will evolve into an autonomous 24-hour plus authority that reports directly to the President. This policy is made for Ghana and the future. And so when I say report directly to the President, I don't mean only this President. It will report to the next President and the next President and the next President. The 24-hour plus program will be the catalyst for Ghana's economic growth, and we are sure that it will make Ghana prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call to national action. Distinguished guests, a new model of economic development grounded in productivity, powered by the private sector and coordinated by the state is going to be unveiled. Our national strategy includes inclusive growth, export expansion, job creation, and structural transformation. We are under no illusions. The path is going to be challenging, but we will succeed. The path will be challenging, but we will succeed. And we will succeed with discipline, coordination, and shared purpose. The 24-hour plus agenda allows us to do things in a different way, and to do them better, and to do them together. We call on the private sector, labor unions, development partners, traditional authorities, youth, and civil society to embrace this initiative. Ghana belongs to all of us. The work of transformation must be the task of all of us. And so today, as a symbol of our collective commitment, I will unveil the official logo of the 24-hour plus program. And this is going to be a bold visual expression of our ambition to build a resilient, self-reliant, and a productive Ghana. And so, with this unveiling, it is my honor and privilege to declare the 24-hour economy agenda and accelerated export development program officially launched. Let us rise to this task with unity, courage, and resolve. May God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your address. And now we will invite Mr. Guzitano, who is a presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy and the accelerated export development. We also have with us the Trade Minister, Madam Elizabeth Ojari, as well as Madam Valerie Sawyer, who is Senior Presidential Advisor on Government Affairs. They will join the President to unveil the 24-hour plus E logo. It's a big day in Ghana's history. The 24-hour plus program aiming to build a modern and self-reliant and resilient economy. And we'll also have the Vice President join us, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, to complete the team that will unveil the logo. There we go. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and there you go. And that's our 24-hour logo launched today on the 2nd of July, 2025, to the glory of God. Thank you so much, our dignitaries, to take their seats. And just to remind you that this 24-hour plus program aims to build a modern and self-reliant and resilient economy, one that is driven by production, is globally competitive, and is anchored in decent jobs, is designed to reduce our dependence on imports, expand local industry, and ensure that no Ghanaian is left behind. Beyond optimizing the use of all our resources, it's about building an economy that works better, fairer, and smarter for everyone, every hour of the day. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. President. Asan Kushunga, thank you so much for your address. Thank you. We will now hear some music from Harmonious Chorale, and their music is a call to us to awaken to the possibilities of the 24-hour economy. It's titled Niem Gom, and Harmonious Chorale will give us that beautiful music as we meditate on what has just occurred and what is to come in the future. Harmonious Chorale, take it away. Thank you. Thank you very much, Harmonious Chorale Empire. And in case you're wondering what they were singing about, they were singing Tagbani. It's daybreak. Wake up from your sleep. My brothers and sisters, wake up. Awake, my dear brothers and sisters. Awake, Ghanaians. Let us rise up and work for Mother Ghana because it's our country. Let us do all we can for Mother Ghana to work. If you're a farmer, take your hoe and head to the farm. If you're a fisherman, grab your canoe and head to the river for fishing. Everybody should wake up. Everybody should wake up. Scholars. Everybody should wake up. Carpenters. Everybody should wake up. Drivers. Everybody should wake up. Market women. Everybody should wake up. Doctors, everybody should wake up. Everybody should awake and go to work for Mother Ghana's prosperity. It's daybreak. Wake up from your sleep. My brothers and sisters, wake up. This is a song by Nicodemus Kofi Bedu and performed by Harmonious Chorale. Please, let's give them another big round of applause. Disclaimer, I'm not a Dagmanli scholar. The words are behind your program. We'll take our photos now, and I would like to invite Mr. President, Madam Vice President, Mr. Guzitano, and our Madam Trade Minister, and every single person who appeared in the video to come up on the stage and join Mr. President and the team for a big group photo. So if you saw yourself or heard yourself in the video, please, you are part of this big group photo. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, Trade Minister, Mr. Guzitano, Madam Sawyer, and all who appeared in the photo right here. This is your place. That's your spot. Thank you. Our photographers will arrange it nicely.
Ghana lies a sleeping giant, the Volta Lake.
Alvin, move the podium mic.
Our industries, and even for our neighbors like Togo, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. But electricity was just a part of the dream. This dream was first championed.
Our chiefs and queen mothers, please get ready. You are next after this photo. Chiefs and queen mothers, here, please get ready.
But as the backbone of an integrated industrial and agricultural economy. Irrigation for the plains, abundant fish, transportation along the length and breadth, north, south, east and west of the country and beyond. Moving vital resources up and down and generating economic value. Importantly, the design of the project along the VEC.
Thank you, Mr. President, Madam Vice President, please stay. The chiefs will join you. Thank you so much. Mr. Turner can stay. Yeah, thank you. Please, chiefs and queen mothers, please join President and Vice President. Our chiefs, our respected queen mothers, please join the President and the Vice President. 24-hour Secretariat, please stand by to join President and Vice President for the next photo and the last photo. Chiefs, queen mothers. Thank you. Secretariat, please stand by. My paper. Thank you, boss. 24-hour Secretariat, please stand by. You're next. There you go. It's exploding in color. All right, our chiefs and queen mothers all smiling. Are they done? Thank you. Secretariat, you are the last set, please. 24-hour Secretariat, please join the President and the Vice President for the last momentous and very significant photo on this day that the 24-hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Program has been launched. Thank you. Joined by Mr. Tano.
Stronger regions,
Secretariat, please join them.
Job creation, prosperous.
This is one for your DP. If only all the people can fit in your DP.
Yes, I must confess, it will bring success for beautiful.
Thank you so much.
United farmers and workers of Africa, God will bless you wherever you are.
Thank you so much. Please take your seats kindly. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Madam Vice President. We take our seats for the anthem, and we'll call this very important event to an end. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, let's resume our seats quickly so we can have the national anthem played. when we are still. Please take a seat. We are going to play the anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly, let's rise as we sing the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana.
God bless the whole land, Ghana, and make the nation great and strong, both to defend forever the cause of freedom and the fight. In our hearts we truly believe, make us cherish fearless honesty, and have us to resist the blessings known with all our will, and fight forevermore. Have us to resist the blessings known with all our will, and fight forevermore.
Let me see if you remember. Ghana is always open for business. You remember, and clap for yourselves. Thank you so much, Mr. President, Madam Vice President, ministers here, everybody, the chiefs, you're welcome for having made it to this event. We wish you Godspeed. Have a great, great remainder of the day. And remember, Ghana is always open for business 24 hours. This has been the official launch of the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. Live on the Presidency's Facebook, live on GTV's Facebook, live on Wazer TV's Facebook. And my name is Kafui Day. Have a great remainder of this beautiful Wednesday. God bless. The media person who puts their microphone on the microphone, please come for your microphone. If you put your microphone on the microphone, please come for your microphone. Thank you. Black microphone that was put on the microphone on the podium, please come for your microphone. Owner of the microphone who put the microphone on the microphone, come for your microphone. Thank you.
Nana ya deshema, yo sita wa maimo.